La mia domanda nasce dalla constatazione che l'intolleranza è propria di ogni uomo e delle società di ogni tempo, e questa spesso degenera nel fanatismo. Io mi chiedo se il fanatismo che si alimenta nelle passioni irrazionali può essere combattuta con la ragione. Grazie.
Again, another excellent question. Let me give you a little story. A long time ago in India, there was this great emperor called Akbar. Akbar had a person who was his friend, a courtier. And one day, Akbar drew a line. And he challenged his friend. He said, "Make this line smaller without touching it, without erasing it." Birbal was his name. He was considered to be quite bright. Everybody was looking at him. How is he going to shorten this line without touching it? So Birbal grabbed the pen and he drew a bigger line. And when he drew a bigger line, the emperor's line automatically became small. Yes, there is fanaticism. Yes, there is cruelty. Yes, there are these elements in this world. And if we want to make these insignificant, there is only one way. It's to make the voice for peace much, much bigger. And that is the only way. That is the only way I can see that these proportions can be brought down. Because today, reason has disappeared. People are not reasonable. People are not reasonable. They see violence as a viable alternative. The problem is it's on both sides. It is on the bad side and also on what is supposed to be the good side. And when it is violence answering violence, it will only become more violent. But the only hope that I feel is to have the voice of peace be bigger than the voice of violence. And that's it. Thank you.
Noi tutti sappiamo che Seneca parla nel De Tranquillitate Animi della pace interiore come di uno stato da raggiungere per mezzo dell'allontanamento dalle preoccupazioni terrene. Lei pensa che ciò sia realizzabile per gli uomini del nostro tempo?
Again, it will sound like I'm repeating myself, but again, this is also an excellent question. Because there are so many formulas out there. Some people say if we get rid of all our worries, we will have peace. Now, I'm not familiar with Seneca's works, and I can only speak from my own experience. But my experience says this, that if I stop thinking about food, will my hunger go away? If I feel hunger, I think about food. And if somebody says to me, stop thinking about food, will my hunger go away? I don't think so. There are plenty of things that worry us. There is an Indian scholar who says, if you have to be worried then worry about the truth. If you have to be worried, worry about the joy. If you have to be worried, worry about the good in your life. And so for me, I can try to stop my worries. And it is a bit like this, that I want happiness in my life, so I do many things to try to get to happiness. But here, if you have peace in your life, you will have happiness. But if you merely have happiness in your life, you may or may not have peace in your life. In this life, happiness is a result because you have peace, because you have contentment inside of you. So, all I can say, from my experience, thinking, trying to resolve the issues of how I will get to peace, because peace is inside of me, peace is inside of you. Not by taking away the worries will the quest of the peace be fulfilled. Because so far you are alive, you will be worried about something. You see, the peace that I talk about can be experienced in the middle of the war. The peace and the freedom I talk about can be experienced in the middle of a prison. This is what I am talking about. The peace that is innately inside of you. Maybe worldly peace will be better if my worries are gone. But truly, if I can find the peace that is inside of me fundamentally, then worries will come and worries will go. But I will have peace in my life. This is just my experience. My experience. I cannot try to define somebody else's experience, but in my experience, stop thinking about food does not take away my hunger. And I need to quench my hunger. I need to satisfy my hunger. So thank you.
Grazie.